Hi guys, this is a video I've been wanting to make for a long time. I just didn't know what to say or how to say it. I needed to be convincing, I needed to think it over, and I needed to write it all down. But here it is. In defense of Batman versus Superman, we are of course talking about the Ultimate Edition. Before we get into this video, hi, my name is Tyler, and I love film. And today, I'm going to be talking about why Batman vs. Superman is a masterpiece. Hear me out. The first thing I'm going to talk about in this video is the first line spoken in this film. It's by Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne. He says, "In this world, there are perfect things. There were diamond absolutes." He then goes on to say some more things, but the most important things that he said were what I just stated. This comes in handy with his arc, with the meaning and the themes of this film. This line is something I've heard everybody who criticizes this movie or who loves it completely ignore. This isn't going to be a video where I ramble on about why I like this film and why everybody else is wrong. Nor is it one where I criticize this film, because I'm not a big fan of that. But this video has been made for the sole purpose of pointing out the beauty and the craftsmanship of this movie and many other things that are overlooked. Let's get back to that line. Diamond absolutes. Perfect things. This can reference a multitude of things. This is, of course, said as we pan over the funeral for Martha and Thomas Wayne. How on that one day, on that one night, in that one alley, perfect things were shattered. All absolutes, once diamond, had faded away. Bruce Wayne being left clueless, broken, having no idea what to do next or where to go. And this can also be referenced to the repeated torture that Bruce Wayne goes throughout the movie and in this universe. Perfect things, diamond absolutes. The world has become cloudy for Bruce Wayne. We see throughout the movie that this is a Batman that kills in cold blood. This is a Batman that has lost his humanity, his sense of justice, that has become judge, jury, and executioner, who has lost his Robin and gone mad because of it. The world is no longer perfect in the eyes of Bruce Wayne. Things are no longer diamond or absolute. In the film, Bruce Wayne focuses his hatred onto Superman, onto the Man of Steel, a person he barely understands, someone he does not care to understand, somebody who he almost kills in cold blood. But we'll get to that in a moment. Also, Ben Affleck's performance in this film is fantastic. I mean, Ben Affleck is, of course, a great actor. We all know this, and I think he was perfectly cast. He's definitely my favorite Batman and my favorite Bruce Wayne. He is definitely underrated, and his performance makes you believe in this man, a man who was once a symbol of hope, of fear, for the purpose of order, now has spiraled into chaos and anarchy for the sake of justice that is not clearly defined. And Ben Affleck's performance just portrays that so well. I have so much to say, so I'd like to get these things out of the way. First of all, The direction in this film is fantastic. Snyder is just great. I love Snyder. Either love him or hate him, but it cannot be denied how he betrays most aspects of any film visually, which is the purpose of film. Through cinematography, which is also fantastic in this movie. It is some of the best cinematography, or maybe even the best cinematography I've seen in a superhero film, at least in a long time. Next is the pacing. The pacing I thought was pretty cool, pretty well done. I didn't have problems with it. Fourth, the noir style that Snyder portrays is amazing. Fifth, this film takes risks that many other superhero films and many other films tend not to take nowadays. Risks with its characters, risks with the source material. This film takes many liberties, but I think it pays off until the last 30 minutes. Sixth, this film is a great cinema experience. This film was made for a cinema, and when you actually watch it in one, you get to appreciate it even more. Seventh, this film has a haunting score. I don't know what about it is so good, but the score in this film is perfect. It's great. It could be haunting, exhilarating, gripping, creepy, anticipating, cool, emotional, dark, loving, harsh, reflecting, respectful, and hopeful. Eighth, this is something that I will open up on more, the themes in this film. Ninth, a common complaint about this film is that it is not faithful to the comics, and Snyder obviously hasn't read any comics. First of all, these are different interpretations and adaptations, which I think Snyder works well into the film. Second, Zack Snyder adapts Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns as best as he can, and I think he does it very well. The fact that people are obsessing over how Batman kills, which I will also get to later in the film, is absurd because Batman kills in The Dark Knight Returns. The pitfall that Ben Affleck's character has in this film is similar to that The Dark Knight Returns. Maybe not as successful. In The Dark Knight Returns, he kills people, but he regrets it. He learns his lessons and he changes for the better. 10th, this film style. This goes with something that I said before about Snyder's noir style. This film style fits with the tone of the film very well, and the tone of the film is also portrayed well. I just like Zack Snyder's style. Again, it is something you either like or do not like. I think it fits very well with this film, and it is very, very easy to look at. 11th, this film's ability to show, not tell. The art of film is one where you are not meant to merely deliver exposition and dialogue. It is one that is a mastery of visual storytelling first, among other aspects. What makes a film great is its mastery of each aspect of filmmaking, and the first of that being showing, not telling. Something people get mad at this film for is not putting everything in their face. This film hints at many things. It shows you many things, and people are left confused by it. But I'd much rather that than another film where you are told everything up to your face. This film shows you things that should be assumed, things that should be gained from watching this film, things that should add on to the experience. And it is a great quality for a film to have to be able to be a film. Part 2. I think this quote best summarizes Bruce Wayne's arc in this movie. In this film, Bruce Wayne, Batman, has lost all hope, has lost all faith, has lost his trust in humanity, who has been threatened by Superman, who blames everything on him for the tragedy in Metropolis, who kills people, who doesn't feel like Batman because he's meant to be. This is a Batman that is faded far away from the light that has been burnt out. The quote references in his dream with his parents. They took him to a light. He later finds out that it was a lie. One beautiful, one utopist, once diamond. summarizes it best, said by Alfred. Even you've gotten too old to die young, but not without a lack of trying. It can turn a good man cruel. Those are 2 lines said by Alfred Pennyworth in the film. Think about that. You've gotten too old to die young. That's pretty self-explanatory, but the line, not without lack of trying. It is no longer a quest of justice, of vengeance. It is a tired, worn-out crusade that he has become addicted to, that he cannot put down, that he is now doing for his own selfish reasons. Bruce Wayne was once a good man turned cruel by this disgusting world, which is why Batman killing in this film works until the end. He has grown tired, he has lost faith, he has lost all hope, he has lied to himself, he has done the things he has sworn never to do because he has become cruel. He has lost his faith just so he can learn to grasp it once again in the next film. Snyder's foreshadowing and vision in this film, the gravitas of it all, the scope, how epic it is all fantastic. It is all executed. He was able to let the public shame him for things that would create a masterpiece in the future. Part 3, the kindness of monsters and the love affair with a false god. So, my next point is going to be Snyder's interpretation of these characters, mostly Clark Kent. So, people whined about Batman killing and whined about Superman snapping necks and caring. In this film, Superman learns to hope, to be a symbol, to care, to save people, to sacrifice himself for ultimately nothing, yet everything. Bruce Wayne in this film hates Superman. He blames him for what happened in Metropolis, but Superman is only learning how to be Superman. And the fact that he sacrifices himself at the end, the fact that he comes to Batman bare of arms, only to let himself get beaten just to save his mother, is what makes Superman. Now let's talk about the Martha scene for a second. That scene works. Batman killing. He's about to kill a boy with a mother named Martha, just like his. It's not stupid, it's metaphorical and poetic. That was the turning point of the film. That was the climax. And I love how this is a versus film and the fighting wasn't even for that long, and it wasn't even the climax. And it all would have worked if Batman didn't kill people 30 seconds later. The whole film is great except for the last 30 seconds. Superman literally watches Lex Luthor release Doomsday and does nothing about it. By the way, Doomsday looks awesome. And Batman just goes into a warehouse and kills people. It is by far the worst scene of the movie because it betrays everything that has been set up. The warehouse scene is awesome, but he kills in cold blood and regresses. Also, let's take a moment to appreciate this shot. Superman is being worshipped by death. As it seems, being worshipped by death for saving a life. Think about that. Superman is finally gaining the trust of the people in this image, something that he has lacked. Lex Luthor comparing Superman to Jesus, and all the biblical stuff in this movie, and the love affair with the false god is genius. Lex Luthor is a great villain in this movie, and he sums it up perfectly. And tests his Superman and pushes him to his limits only for him to prove that he won't break. The themes of this film are great. It's about hating so we can learn to love. And it sets up great arcs with Batman and Superman so one can learn to hope and the other can learn to believe and to trust. This film is an understated masterpiece. I adore this film, and I used to hate it. Please watch this film in a new light. I hope I have convinced you. I give this film a 9.5 out of 10.